Hey there, James. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, what's happening, Dave?
Welcome to Fan versus Fan. It's good to have you on, brother.
Glad to be here.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's starting to sound like it's been too long.
Yeah, what? 6 years?
Has it really been 6 years?
Maybe more, actually. Maybe 7.
Wow. All right. So
Yeah. So yeah, we're talking about the event coming up this weekend. We have our picks, we have our likes, but we're gonna focus on the main event, which is the Jose Aldo versus Conor McGregor. And sorry about that. That just popped on unexpectedly. So who do you like in this fight?
I have to say both fighters are have really impressed me. Actually, Conor McGregor is very, very, very outspoken. And right now he seems to be climbing. I mean, he seems to be on a tear through the weight class. So I'm still not sure, but I would have to go with Conor McGregor because it just seems like it's his time. I got all respect for Jose Aldo. He's an amazing tactician, amazing. I'm just concerned. You know, he has a lot of injuries. I feel like his body is starting to break down on him. I really think he may be at the end of his run. He's had like 25 successful victories or something like that. Yeah, and he's been going for a long time. You can only train and get into so many fights before you start feeling it. And I think Conor is on his way. I think he's on his way. He's a different kind of fighter. I have to agree with him.
At stand up.
Yes, that's stand up. I see people having difficulty keeping him on the ground too. So I have to admit, when you go up against somebody like the Chad Mendez and he really can't control you on the ground, that says a lot. That says a whole lot.
I think Chad handled him pretty well on the ground, to tell the truth. But I think Chad had he took it on 2-3 weeks notice.
Yeah, I agree. Notice. I agree. That was a short notice fight, and Conor had a full camp, and what's his name didn't. So yeah, I guarantee it's going to be a tough fight. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know.
See, it's like, to me, I'm picking Jose in this fight. I expect Jose to stand up with them because Jose is great standing up, and but I think he should stand up with them until he can figure him out. Because I think once he has him figured out, I think that's when Conor's gonna have a lot of trouble. Now Conor he is, like you said, he does speak his mind, but most of the time I don't have a clue what he's saying. He just starts saying stuff that's like, I'm like, that's not even funny. I'm like, what are you saying? It's just, I mean, look, his stand-up, his striking is really good. I have no complaints about that. He really has great hands. But I think that's pretty much all. That's his best. I don't think everything else. I'm not too concerned with. And if Jose's in shape, I agree with you. His body is kind of breaking down. He's been in the fight game for quite a while, and he's been champion for a very long time. So he's fighting the best. You know, every time he's out there, he's fighting the number one contender or the best fighter out there. So I'm picking Jose because I think he has a lot of weapons, and Conor, to me, has one really, really great, has a great one, while Jose has many. Now, Jose hasn't really put anybody away. You know, I know he put Mendez away the first time they fought, but the second time they fought, it was a much closer fight, a lot tougher fight for Jose. I was surprised that it went. I know it was fairly close when he faced Chad the second time. He won by unanimous, but in my opinion, he did win, but it was really tough for him. But I just think that once he has him figured out, I think that Conor's gonna have trouble. I don't find Conor entertaining at all. I think he's kind of dumb, but that's just me. Wow. But yeah, I'm seriously. If you ever listen to him when he talks, he's not making much sense. At the end of the day, I like Jose in this fight. Now, yeah, if he stands up, I don't have a problem with that, but I don't want him to stand up too long. I think I'll be a little concerned because I don't know who's the better striker, but I know that's Connor's bread and butter. That's
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any ground game really from him except for getting back up. Staying too long in a clinch. He manages to squirm his way out, and I just got to say he definitely has some tremendous punching power, and he has taken out quite a few guys. And that's all he really needs. It seems like get your hands on him. He gets his hands on you, he's gonna start knocking guys out. So I think he's pretty much the bigger fighter in there too.
Yeah, I think he's. I think so. I think he's 5'8", and Jose is 5'7".
Yeah, I think come around fight time, I think he's just a naturally bigger dude.
Yeah, he is. No, he's the bigger guy. I don't know who would be the faster guy.
I would give that to Jose. I definitely would say he's fast, but what's his name is willing to take a shot in order to give one, and when he gives one.
Yeah, but the thing is, with Jose, you know what you're gonna get.
That's true.
Exactly, because you got a good shot coming to you either with a punch or a kick, or set up to be taken down to the ground.
I just really like Connor's attitude in the sense of he believes it is his time. He mentally is where he needs to be in order to fight a champ. He thinks he's invincible. He thinks it is destined that he wins. That mindset you're gonna get a lot more out of him than if he was doubting his ability to go in there and face Jose.
Good point.
While
that's a good point.
Jose's coming off of injuries, he's got to be thinking about those because the reason he pulled out some of those fights because he couldn't go in there with this guy injured like that. He respects him enough to say, no, I'm not going to fight him while I'm not 100%. Even at 100%, if he has a little tweak, none of these fighters go in there 100%.
Right.
He's always going to be thinking, if this guy gets me because of this injury.
It's like you could say that Jose Aldo is the perfect package, but a perfect package on a body that's breaking down. Is something you have to, think about.
Yeah, you got to think about
exactly. While Connor, I don't think he's been in wars yet. I don't think he. I know he had a ankle injury going into the fight against Mendez, so that probably led to him being taken down as easy as it was for Chad. But Chad again ran out of gas. But he was able to control him. But the problem Chad made was he tried to advance while he was exhausted.
He needed to.
That's what happened.
Wanted to do though to win. He wanted to win. Mendez wanted to win. So
yeah, exactly.
He had to advance. He had to try and push the fight and make it a win. And I think Conor mentally, what he presents himself as, he gets under everybody's skin. Everybody wants to hit him. And they stop thinking strategy when they want to hit him, and I think that's part of his game as well.
Yeah, of course, exactly. I think if Jose's definitely mature enough. He's experienced enough. Hopefully, that won't get to him. Because he's so focused on hitting someone, they should be eating a left and a right.
Yeah, he's been taking a verbal beating from Conor McGregor for a long time. Conor stole his belt.
Yeah, took his coat off of him. Say he has spies in his camp.
Yeah, the whole thing is it's all mental game with Conor McGregor. He's actually smarter than he acts. I'll have to say.
No, I'm sure he's a smart guy because he knows he's marketing himself pretty well. So he made a big name for himself with very little success.
And that's the other plus with him. I have to say, with him as a champ, it's going to be pulling in droves of people.
Oh yeah,
he really has a way of drawing people. It's like that's the kind of fighters we're going to have to need to grow the sport even more, which is kind of sad. But that's the way the game is played. That's the way the game is played.
Yeah, he's definitely more marketable than Jose, because Jose does his talking in the octagon. That's pretty much it.
Yes.
You don't hear a word from him until he's in that ring, and then you see, wow, this guy's awesome. I love watching.
He's a very technical fighter, And that's the big thing. He's got strategy, he's got speed, he's got timing, he's got techniques, he's got a lot of stuff. You're absolutely right. He is well rounded as a mixed martial artist. Conor McGregor has a lot of talk and a string of knockouts. So, there's a lot to be said about that too. He may be a flash in the pan. I don't know, but right now he's on all cylinders right now.
No, he is. The problem I have with Conor, it's probably not his fault, kinda. But I'm looking at the guys that he fight. There's no name that screams out at me.
Yeah,
and the Chad Mendes one, I don't make a big deal about because he took that fight on short notice.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. That was when the Chad Mendes fight came up. I picked against Conor. I said Chad is going to.
Yeah, same. Yeah, we both did actually.
And but then he knocked him out. I was like,
Yeah, but again, Chad was on his last leg when that happened.
Yeah, my thing is, Conor predicted that knockout in round 2.
It came in what? When did he knock him out? In the third round? No, I'm sorry.
It was in the second round. I think it was in the second round. He predicted it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was close. Yeah, that's right. It was the second round. Yeah, that's right. And it was like 3 seconds left.
Yeah.
He knocked him out at 4:57.
He predicted it.
Yeah, he did.
So
that's why he did predict that. I thought he was, but like I said, but again,
that's a confidence boost. I'm telling you, this guy is as confident as you can be. I mean, his confidence alone may be enough to win this fight.
Hey, look, at least we'll know we should have a very good fight because we have a guy going for it, and that's what there'll be an entertaining fight, no question about that. That's why, in my opinion, I like Jose quite a bit, but yeah, I mean, I don't mind him standing up with him, but. I don't want him staying for too long because, and hopefully he's not too angry.
And I'm going to have to throw another thing in, which is probably one of the main reasons. Jose Aldo hasn't fought in over a year. A year. That, to me, spells disaster.
Jose?
Yeah, Jose hasn't fought in over a year.
A year?
Over a year. His last fight, I think, was
October 25th, 2014. You are correct.
Yeah, that's a bad sign. A year from not being in there, that'll get you rusty real quick. And he's got to be feeling some rust. And then he's going to be fighting a guy who's been fighting like 2 and 3 fights a year, I think. Let me see how many fights Conor had this year so far. He's had 2 fights this year. This will be his 3rd. Last year,
so he's definitely in rhythm. No question about that.
And that's what I mean. He's a train right now. He's moving forward, and you're putting. I know Jose is good, but he hasn't fought in a year, so he hasn't been tested in a year. And here's a new kid. I call him a kid, just because. Moving forward. There is no doubt this guy's moving forward. So, to me, that's a major reason why I would go for Conor McGregor.
Yeah, that's definitely on McGregor's side, that aspect of it. So, but at the end of the day, I know in these fights, like with that type of layoff, I know usually getting past the first round and parts of the second, it takes all that to get your rhythm back.
And that depends on the opponent as well.
That's true. That's true.
I don't think he can play around with Conor McGregor with that kind of punching power that he has.
So if I was him, I would try to get him to the ground as soon as possible.
Yeah, and that's not a promise. And so far, Conor's been pretty tough. And like I said, he's got a string of knockouts. It's not like just 1 or 2. His last 4 fights have been knockouts.
But like I said, the only thing that concerns me going into this fight is the fact that Jose had a year off. I guess he's dealing with injuries and stuff like that.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, so that's my concern going into that. So that's going to be interesting. I didn't realize he was off for a whole year. I'm still picking him. I still like him in this fight.
Well, that's It wouldn't be a fan versus fan if you didn't.
Yeah.
We'd be agreeing, and you know I can't do that.
No, 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 no. But no, but you know what? That
But you
also
know, logic doesn't always rule on that one too, because you know, it's a fight, and anything can happen. That's what I like about it. Anything.
Anything could happen. I mean, we both know Conor wants to be standing up, and we both know that Jose can go anywhere and do it. But again, that 1 year, and also I think Conor. See, that's the thing. I've seen Jose stand up, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
I've seen the stand up game. It's awesome. So really, it's interesting. Like I said, you know, we both know Jose has a better ground game, you know, hands down. But at the stand up game, at the striking game, you know, it's fairly close.
I would say, this is what I would say. If I were Jose, I would want to take him past the third round.
I agree with that.
Once you get him tired, he's yours. He's his for the taking. If he can keep him moving and doing his guerrilla thing, he will tire out. He will not be able to go that far for that long. He's not in that kind of shape. He's counting on his knockout ability, drag him into the championship rounds, and then decimate him. That would be my strategy. That's
not a bad one, because again, you know, I have no problem with that, because again, he's gonna need time to get over his rust. So the longer the fight goes on, the better it'll be for him. So I agree with that. I don't have a problem with that. I mean, at the end of the day, for both of them, respect your opponent, which I'm sure they will do, and I think it all, you know, will work itself out. I do believe Jose is a talented fighter, definitely the better fighter, but he has a year off. He's dealing with injuries, so you know that's my biggest concern. And I agree with you that Conor has a belief that's just through the roof. So that, like you said, that might be all that he needs. But again, if he's on the ground, or if Jose figures him out, he's gonna have a rough night, hands down.
Well, we shall see.
Hey man, I appreciate coming on, buddy.
Not a problem, Dave. Like the good old days.
Let's make it consistent, brother. Take care of yourself and God bless.
God bless you too.
Take care. Bye.